Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project 365, episode 436. Today we're talking about is how we may have failed the pistol mobility screen. Now, one last time, I shouldn't say one last time, I'll probably have to say for the next couple days, but I think I might have beat the dead horse if you guys have been following along. The pistol mobility screen goes like this: 2 feet together, knees stay together, come down to the bottom of squat, keeping our knees together and our heels on the ground. If our heels come up off the ground, or if our knees have to spread apart to allow our heels to stay on the ground, we have failed that test and we need to figure out why. First thing I'm going to talk about is probably the elephant in the room, the one that most likely is the culprit, right? And that's that nasty ankle immobility. So what we're going to do is we're going to assume that we have enough hip flexion, okay? We're going to assume that because we're going to lay our chest on top of our thigh, okay? You'll notice that what I did is I gave myself a box to be able to test this ankle flexion, because what I want to do is most closely resemble or replicate the pistol squat position. And the way I could do that is by bringing my leg up on top of a box and leaning myself over top here. So here's what I'm going to do when I'm trying to test ankle mobility. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my leg up on top of a box. I'm going to lay my chest over top my thigh, I'm then going to drive my knee over top of my toe, okay? And I'm going to drive that until the crease of my knee clearly passes my toe. Now let me show you right here. I got myself a little measuring stick, okay? So, chest over top the thigh. I got that lined up with my toe right there. And you can see that the crease of my knee clearly passes my toe. If I did that, I passed that ankle mobility screen. It's probably not the ankle that's limiting the pistol squat position. However, if I go ahead and I try to get into the same position and I lay my chest over top of my thigh, I start driving my knee forward. But before my hip crease can pass my toe, my heel starts raising. That's probably a clear indicator that says that I don't have enough ankle mobility to do this movement proficiently. So, what's one great way that we could start to do it? Of course, there's many, but getting in there on the joint, on the mortise joint of the ankle is the best way to start improving that motion. Okay, that along with some calf, gastroc, and soleus soft tissue work, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, or talk about that tomorrow, actually. So, first and foremost, what we want to do is start increasing the joint range of the ankle, the mortise joint. So what we're going to do is we get ourselves a big, thick band. We're going to attach it much lower than where our ankle is stepped. And you can see that there's some good tension there, right? There's a good amount of tension because this sucker's a pretty big joint. So the way that I am going to position this band is I'm going to put it just above where that lateral and medial malleoli are, right? Those are the two little knobs on each side of your ankle. Now, the reason why I like this box is because I could keep my hips low and I could keep a lot of pressure onto my heel just by sitting back. And now what I want to do is I can grab each side of the box and I'm going to allow my leg to drive, my knee to drive over top of my toe, okay? If I have to, if I'm a person where my heel keeps on creeping up no matter how much I press, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay back to put some more pressure. I'm going to lay back like this, put more pressure on top of my heel, and I'm just going to drive with both hands until that heel starts coming up. Whatever area I get to is where I'm going to drive, and I'm going to count for 3 seconds. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, and I'm going to come on back. I'm going to drive, leaning back, holding on some weight on top of that heel, and I'm going to drive that knee over, trying to get that knee crease past my toe. I'm going to repeat that 3-second holds for 20 repetitions. At the end of that, my retest is exactly where I started. I lay my chest over top of my thigh. I'm going to drive myself over, hoping that I can get to where my knee crease passes my toe without my heel coming up. If I'm able to do that, I've successfully increased my ankle mobility. If not, we got to continue to work on it, daily routine, until I can establish additional ankle mobility. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to discuss a couple more mobility restrictions that may be affecting your pistol over the next 2 days, maybe 3. We'll see how that goes. But until then, guys, we're optimizing function. to optimize performance.